Salutations to those who are young and young at heart. Oremi, Madamfo, Enyim, Salam alaikum, Hola, buena gente, Bonjour, legend, Linja, Dumelang, Murigaboto, Muliwanji, Murigaboto, Makadin, Karibu, Mwakaitawani, Munotambere. Welcome to Blackvue SDA online platform. This is a place where your soul will find rest. Did you know every Wednesday and Friday at 6:15 p.m. we have consistent midweek prayers? Not only that, during the day from Monday to Friday, if you need a soulful song, please tune into our platform and indeed you'll find rest for your soul. On Sabbath, which is Saturday, we have services from 8:30 right up to 6 p.m. What do you expect to find? We have got the church at study, Sabbath school, music. It's story time. Even our little ones, the children, will find solace on Blackvue online worship platforms. Yes, not only are they going to receive a powerful sermon for them, but including the songs, and they'll sing the songs of Zion in the comfort of your home. Yes, you are waiting for the power hour as we receive the beautiful words, the wonderful words that come from the Word of God. In the afternoon, we have got powerful discussions, not only for the young, but even for the old, as we prepare this journey on this planet Earth before the sundown. Yes, there is a sermon that will usher you into the new week as you listen to God speak to you. What are you waiting for? Tell your friends about it. Don't forget to join us on YouTube and Facebook. Like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you as we meet on Blackvue online worship platform.
Nobody can stop me. Don't you wanna go? I'm going there. Nobody can stop me.
Jesu uyangihola angiqeliyokunye kingasola umsawake yenao gomholena ngenoku tulokwezulu mangaki lenaege ngobangi yazi yuguti uyeza konke gake ngobangi yazi yuguti uyeza konke gake yonkindle luyangihola indeli lulangaye uyangi paukunqoba angifu zengesinkwa ngangithi lweukuhamba nomoya sewomile ngiyabona ngaphambili lo mthombo wosindiso ngiyabona ngaphambili lo mthombo wosindiso yonke indlela luyangihola oyeku thanda lwakhe ngiyathenjiswa okuhle endlini kababale nxa ngithola impilo entsha ngiphaphe lezulwini ngiyacula njalo njalo uJesu wongihola ngiyacula njalo njalo uJesu wongihola ngiyacula njalo 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 uJesu wongihola ngiyacula njalo njalo uJesu wongihola.
Welcome to our program, Awakening Africa. My name is Chelo Gigi, and we're back with yet another program that is so extensive in details in explaining why Africa is what it is today, talking about politics, talking about business, talking about religion at its core. I'm here with Dr. Mushalika as usual. And welcome, Dr. Mushalika. How are you?
Thank you so much. How are you doing, Gigi?
Great. How was the week?
The week has been great. Of course, summer here in Africa,
Yeah.
in Southern Africa. So, getting ready for food production.
The heat is too much.
It's excessive.
Eish.
It's excessive.
Now,
Yeah.
Dr. Mushalika, Africa has been bombarded right, left, and center, both economically, politically, religion, in every angle you may want to mention. But today I want us to focus on the economic aspect. You see, they came, they enslaved us, okay? They got us and took us everywhere to work in their farms. They came, they got our resources. They use our resources. There are things like having a copper or gold market in London. We own the gold. Say, for example, in Zimbabwe or in Zambia, we own the copper, and yet the market is in London. Okay? They came and destroyed our cultures. Okay? We've discussed on this program all these aspects, but I want us to delve really. They gave us what they call political freedom, independence, okay, as sovereign states. But is really this independence given to us? Are we really independent of them? Number one. And number two, the focus is that why is it that our economies are dictated by the Europeans?
Oh, brilliant. Quite a mouthful.
Yes.
I see you are very angry.
Yeah.
I see that you're very angry about this whole scenario of not living your lives as you'd want to live them, especially as African people. I love the angle you are taking, that look, this is a continent that has been taken advantage of.
Yes, exploited.
And I love it, especially in one of our programs where you talked about Africa being a continent that has lost its compass, because it is a continent that anyone from anywhere can come and do anything on this continent. Now today you bring about this thought where you are saying, look, they did this, they did this, they did this. And I've been thinking, perhaps it is time now that we begin to say, how do we regain our God-given freedom? You know, how do we regain that status of being a sovereign people, like you said? How do we get back to just being ourselves, you know? And so perhaps of the freedoms you have talked about, today I want to focus on economic freedom. Economic freedom. How do we regain our economic freedom? Very critical question. Now, like I love to say always, that political freedom is a public concern. You know, if you're talking about being politically free, it is a public concern. And when you look at Africa, at the time Africa was colonized, it was painful. Very painful, because you are in your own country and you get to a butchery, you want to buy meat, you have to stand at the window.
That window thing, yeah.
You know, and someone must deliver something through the window. Like, you are this thing that must not get in.
Yeah.
You know? And then someone who is a foreigner and is ruling you at the time walks into the butchery and picks the meat of their choice. So that pained people, and I'm deliberately beginning from there, because even the economic freedom we are talking about will not be attained until we reach a level of pain that is so uncomfortable and drives us into action. Okay? So you are in this continent where you are the owners of the land.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's a minority group, just a small group, which comes to dictate how you live, how you eat, where you sleep. Even your school system, you are clearly taught this is native education. This is indigenous, okay? And there's this other aspect. You can tell from the buildings, you can tell from the infrastructure that you are already building two classes, okay? Now, that became painful. Now, you understand why I keep repeating it became painful. It became painful because, Gigi, until you are uncomfortable, there is no motivation to change. Until you reach a certain level of discomfort, there is no motivation to move. It must pain you. So in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in Malawi, other parts of Africa, we had these Pan-African people, the Dr. Kaundas, the Mugabes, the Kwame Nkrumahs. These guys led the fight to give Africa political freedom. But like you said, something was left.
Yeah.
The colonizer ensured that the system was not tampered with. So the education system was not tampered with. The religious system was not tampered with. The markets were not tampered with. So in other words, you have this black man occupying a seat and managing a white system.
Ish.
Okay. So you have your black government managing a white, I love to call it pink, a pink system. Okay?
Yeah.
So everything, here is a team that has come, and the only development you are seeing in your mining area are machines that are digging your copper, digging your gold. But you are not seeing any factory that processes what you are mining. Okay. So you're not seeing any factory that processes, meaning you become a source of raw materials.
Yeah.
And the value of your materials is in the value added. So the value added is not done at site. It is done elsewhere.
Yeah.
So this was a well thought out plan to keep Africa at the same position in terms of the economy, notwithstanding the amount of resources that Africa has. So let me get back to the issue of pain.
Yes.
Let me get back to the issue of pain. The only thing that creates change is pain.
Okay.
And one of the reasons we are discussing on Awakening Africa is to make an African realize you have been shortchanged. This is not supposed to be your life. You are not supposed to be this way. Now, I mentioned a statement. I said that, look, when we talk about political independence, it was a public concern because it affected everyone. So it was easy to create mass movements. It was easy to create mass movements. It was easy to galvanize people. It was easy to raise nations and say, let's go and fight.
Yes.
Let us get this thing done.
Yes.
But your question is on economic freedom. And when you talk about economic freedom, you are simply talking about financial freedom. Get it this way, Gigi. And I want everyone listening into this to get it. Political freedom is a public issue. Economic freedom is a personal issue. So this is where Africa is lagging behind. We still think we can attain economic freedom by mass mobilization. It is not possible.
Indulge me.
That is not possible.
Indulge me.
You cannot get economic freedom as a collective. It's not possible. Why? Because poverty is personal. Okay. There is no such a thing as group poverty. Well, you can gather together as poor people and become poor collective. But when it comes to the pain that poverty brings, it is at personal level. Now, when you look at the ideologies of the world, the ruling ideology today is capitalism.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
And when you study capitalism, what is it about? Capitalism is about me. Okay? Capitalism is about me. What am I getting out of this?
Yeah.
Okay? Now, unfortunately for Africans, we still think social in the issues of the economy. Okay? And so you get this group of people who believe that development will come to all of us. That's not possible. I know that might be sounding very, very confusing.
Yeah.
That is not very possible. But to give you an idea, let me give you an idea. You live in Lusaka. You have traveled around Africa. Do you see uniform living conditions?
No. No.
When we were colonized uniformly.
Okay.
When it comes to the economy, there is no uniform. Okay? Right here in Africa, you have people that are living great lives. Beautiful. Everything available. You know, it's at the press of the button, things are available. So you do not expect us to speak the same language when it comes to economic freedom. And so for this particular session, I would want actually to delve into how then does an African become economically free? And I'll segment it into two. The work of government, is to provide general development. You understand general development. Provide infrastructure, bring you roads, bring you electricity, closer home, build schools, build hospitals. That's the work of government, to provide you general development. But government can only go this far. The issue of economic freedom at personal level, government has very little to do with it.
Okay.
So, Africans, if they ignore personal productivity, there is nothing that will economically liberate Africa. If government were to bring a beautiful road passing behind your house, they have no responsibility to buy you a car.
Yeah.
Okay. They have no responsibility to get you a car to drive on this brand new road.
Yeah.
Okay? If government brings power just behind your house, you know, you have a ZESA pole behind your house, they have no obligation to connect you to power. So this is where now, when we talk about economic freedom, there are two battles we are fighting. First of all, we are saying government must now ensure that there's enough liquidity in the country as a result of ensuring we are processing what we are producing as a country, ensuring that we are determining the prices of what we are producing as a country. The second level is what are the individuals in this country doing to become economically free.
But I have a question, Dr. Mushalika. I like the way you've approached it on an individual basis. Political, we are collectively, colonized. But here is a situation. We have people in Europe owning property in Africa, collecting rentals in Africa where they colonized the people. Now, if governments, I want you to approach it from a government point of view. If governments are not economically viable, how do you expect the masses of the people to be economically viable?
I'll take you to one scenario Bible times. You know, do you realize Abraham was rich in an impoverished state? And that has never changed. So here's a visitor. Abraham was a foreigner. He was a foreigner in that country. And the owners of the land were not doing what Abraham was doing. And he became a wealthy man in a foreign state. If you read Genesis 26, and we'll come back to our topic here. If you read Genesis 26, you'll find the story of Isaac, Abraham's son. At the time of great famine and great drought, Isaac redug his father's well and began to work extra hard at personal level. So nationally, there was poverty. But you read your Bible, Isaac prospered in that nation. And the citizens envied him. So I'm assuming you are envying the Europeans who own property here, as if they have stopped you from beauty. The citizens envied him. And you know one of the things they did? They held a meeting and said, let's go and tell Isaac to leave our land. He has become too powerful for us. He has become too powerful for us. Send him away. Okay? Now, what we're talking about is very similar. The principles of productivity have nothing to do with where you are located.
Is that?
You know, the principles of productivity. You know, the principles of productivity. I mean, without delving so much into politics, we have had situations in Africa where we have been angry and sent away the foreigners. You know, I mean, I don't want to delve into it. We did it in Zimbabwe. Okay? But what happened to the farmers? What did we do? And I'm happy that there's a reversal now to say, look, I think in terms of the economy, we need each other. You know, in terms of the economy, we need each other. Because, Gigi, if you come to me and say, look, because you don't hail from here, get out of here, and I get out, and you remain lazy as a citizen,
Man, yeah.
you're actually better off with me around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you're actually better off with me around. And perhaps this is the time that as Africans we need to tell each other that, look, yes, we can blame them. Yes, we can pinpoint the things they did to us. But we are now awake enough to realize that mere hate, mere revenge, mere fighting back will not change your position.
Yeah.
It will not change it. You just become a hating poor fellow, full of hate and full of poverty, which doesn't help you.
Yeah.
Okay? So, in essence, we get back to what I was talking about. Government has a responsibility. We cannot deny that. Government has a responsibility to account for national resources. Government has a responsibility to ensure that our resources are not benefiting more people outside our countries than in our own countries. But for this morning, I want to emphasize that you need to position yourself, you know,
As an
and
individual.
tell yourself at individual
Level.
level, what am I doing to become economically free? Okay? So this is why for today I was telling you that I want to share some steps that need to be taken. Steps that need to be taken to guarantee economic freedom.
Okay, hold that thought. We'll be back shortly as Dr. Mushalika continues on the steps, and you don't want to miss this. Thank you. We'll be talking issues pertaining to life itself in Africa. We'll be talking about education. We'll be talking about religion. We'll be talking about business. Even just why has Africa taken time to develop?
They brought a school system which did not promote thinking but promoted remembering for the sake of creating good employees who don't think but can remember. The school system where you learnt useless Homo habilis, who was Shaka's man. What is the longest river in Africa? Tell me, what is the use of that rubbish? So you went into school and you were studying how many times Muslims pray per day. You wake up at night to study how many times Muslims. So you memorize photosynthesis. You memorize how many teeth a dog has. You memorize everything. And at the end of the day, what did they produce? They produced someone who was a container of useless knowledge.
Now, it sounds like we have now broken through. We haven't. Africa has remained a continent without an identity. It is a continent without an identity. And the first thing you need to develop is to understand who you are.
It's one.
Welcome back to Awakening Africa. Before the break, we were discussing an issue of economic freedom for Africa. Dr. Mushalika, you were about to give us the 6 steps. I don't know if they're 6 or what, but tell us the steps that we need to ensure, and I'm sure you're biased with personal level development. So what is it that individuals need to do for them to be free out of this crisis?
Brilliant question, because, I mean, until we get individuals to become aggressive at personal level, until we get individuals to realize, look, I'm not going to be mourning every day. And you know, I see my colleagues going on holiday. I see my colleagues driving dream car. You know, there's a certain time when you should drive a car, not a dream car. You know, until I live in the house I want and not a dream house. Okay. So what are the steps that will help you realize it is time to wake up? Step number 1, Gigi, is that you need to conduct a personal situation analysis. And here I'm talking about personal. You need to ask yourself hard questions. How is my life? Am I happy with it? You know, these are things that look very simplistic.
Yeah.
But you cannot change a situation that you don't fully understand.
Okay.
You see, Jello, you need to go to your bedroom and ask yourself with Madame in the bedroom. Look at us at our age. This is the bed where we sleep. Is this decent for adults of our age? You know, many times Africans love to ignore their situations. There's this contentment, you know, familiarity with the abnormal. You know, I mean, I've seen people offering very long, nice prayers over a meal for food they don't really like. You know, but we are just this routinistic people. Just routinistic, you know, because we need to pray for food, let's pray. You know, but the moment you begin to feel embarrassed by what does not suit you, the moment you begin to feel embarrassed, and getting back to colonialism, you know what brought the Europeans to Africa? They were uncomfortable. So there was an industrial revolution. There was a riot against hunger, against poverty, against underdevelopment. So at personal level in Africa, we need to reach a level where we begin to riot against discomfort. And we're not talking about stand up and start throwing stones. We are talking about riot against your own discomfort. You know, just tell yourself, this is too much. I cannot be a father of malnourished children. You know, but Africans line up freely with a free conscience at a health facility to receive soya powder from Canada. We don't even know if it's stock feed or it's for human beings.
And yet we grow.
And we do it without shame. It's something normal. Okay? So you need to look at your own situation and say, I am not happy with this. What changes life is your discomfort with that situation. So the second step you need to take after you have done that, you know, the situation analysis creates pain, creates discomfort. That's not enough. You might end up being uncomfortable and take yourself into regret, which doesn't help. So the next step you need to take is now to start creating a projection. Project your life as you would want it to be, not as someone else would want it to be. And perhaps this is where Africa has a problem. We see development in the eyes of the Europeans. You know, we don't see it in our own eyes. So even at personal level, we need to learn to project our lives as we would want them to be. So begin to ask yourself questions. I mean, if I had the money that I need, what would I do? What would I do? You know, what would I do? So the question you're asking yourself is, what is my dream life? You know, what is my dream life? Unfortunately, many Africans would rather talk about other successful people, filled with envy, you know, and concocting a lot of stories, you know, filled with jealousy, you know, associating success with shoddy deals. Pay attention to your own life. You know, pay attention to your own life. The next thing you do is, look, Gigi, you have analyzed yourself, you have created your projections. The big question coming to your mind is, so what do I do? The next step is list your skills and resources needed to achieve your goal. Now, there is no money in the world except you will find it in your skills and resources.
Say that again.
Don't even waste your time standing up from home. I've got to look for money. There's nowhere where they throw money for you to find. Your money is hidden in your skills and in your resources. So you need to pay attention to what you are good at. You know, this world will pay you for what you have done. Okay? Now, one of the challenges of Africans is the lack of respect for skills. I mean, look at what does Europe thrive in? They pay attention to sport, skills. They pay attention to inventions, skills. They pay attention to people that add value to things, skills. In Africa, play a game, it ends there. You know, I'm a painter, you know, that's it. You know, no one even takes time to market what they do, to market what they know. So your money to create the life you want is hidden in your skills and your resources. And when we talk about resources, we are actually talking about things that you can exchange for money. You know, one of the challenges of Africa, Africans can own 4 farms, not farms, 4 pieces of land. A farm is something that has been developed. But Africans can own a bush in one town, another bush in another village, and they are growing old. And in each of these bushes, they are just snakes, lizards, frogs, you know, and we are happy to have these things. Meanwhile, if you were to think economically, this piece of land is supposed to be the source of your income. So as we conclude, the next thing you do after you have listed your skills and your resources, the next thing you do now is goal setting. You need to set your goals. Where do I want to be? Where do I want to be? And the last one is very interesting. You actually need to decide at personal level how much money you are going to make in a given period. Money that comes to you must not be accidental. It must be planned for. So here's an African situation. The nation has a budget. So for 2021, this is how much we spent. The citizens have no budget. Okay. So at the bigger level, you know how much money and where it comes from. At personal level, and we are the ones who form the nation, we have no budget. So economic freedom, brothers and sisters, economic freedom will be fully attained when individuals in Africa strive for it. When we all become productive, when we all quit being too social and less economic, when we kill the breadwinner mentality, when we wake up and say, yes, the foreigners are making it in our land, we are standing up, folding our sleeves, and we must make it in our land.
Wow. It's never enough to talk to Joseph. And I'm glad you are with us today. Come again next week and we will give you yet another topic that will reveal things that has given Africa in this state. My name was Chelo Gigi, and thank you for watching. See you next time.
turi inzwi guru Jesu uno uyaje farai wa fami tendai imani Jesu uno uyaje Jesu no uyaje ungiranyije makomo imi Jesu no uyaje nyenye yakafa iwe nembiri Jesu no uyaje Jesu no uyaje nyanza taura nema nandayo Jesu no uyaje apo majecha kunyikadese Jesu no uyaje Jesu no uyaje pasiri notine kutendeka Jesu no uyaje champupuricho nekuvuvuta Jesu no uyaje Jesu no uyaje nduti tepasiti no shatirwa Jesu no uyaje ngwaru wawandavanu vafamba Jesu no uyaje Jesu no uyaje Jesu no uyaje Jesu no uyaje
I'm on my way to Canaan.
Salutations to those who are young and young at heart. Oremi, Madamfo. Enyi, Salam alaikum. Hola, buena gente. Bonjour, la gente. Linja dumelang. Murigaboto. Muliwanji. Murigaboto. Makadini. Karibu. Mwakaitawani. Munotambere. Welcome to Blackvue SDA online platform. This is a place where your soul will find rest. Did you know every Wednesday and Friday at 6:15 p.m. we have consistent midweek prayers? Not only that, during the day from Monday to Friday, if you need a soulful song, please tune into our platform and indeed you'll find rest for your soul. On Sabbath, which is Saturday, we have services from 8:30 right up to 6 p.m. What do you expect to find? We have got the church at study, Sabbath school, music, it's story time. Even our little ones, the children, will find solace on Blackvue online worship platforms. Yes, not only are they going to receive a powerful sermon for them, but including the songs, and they'll sing the songs of Zion in the comfort of your home. Yes, you are waiting for the power hour as we receive the beautiful words, the wonderful words that come from the Word of God. In the afternoon, we have got powerful discussions, not only for the young, but even for the old, as we prepare this this journey on this planet Earth before the sundown. Yes, there is a sermon that will usher you into the new week as you listen to God speak to you. What are you waiting for? Tell your friends about it. Don't forget to join us on YouTube and Facebook. Like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you as we meet on Blackvue online worship platform.
Nobody